Really hoping that it fixes itself, not gonna lie. Trundle.
Haichao might be in danger here, as Angel, rather, is the one who's being collapsed onto, but size up the seismic shove, flash away from Xiaofeng, who's now trying to get some value. The headbutt pulverize on top of that Trundle, who's on the frozen domain. The subject get rolling, but gets stunned up, and it's just an easy kill for EDG.
First blood to EDG as Trundle goes too far.
You can have some fun chat, fast chat.
No, you can, yeah. They're in the Pacific Northwest, and that's going to do some stuff. Dropped Angel getting engaged onto.
Gets inside the Hallow Mist, gets the stun on down. Zucker with the Dawning Shadow coming on through to keep the people alive. He's trying to make some space, but another Disintegrate comes on down, and Zucker has all in and failed to secure the kill, just shy on the snips. And he's just dead.
Dragon, second one of the game. Coming up, and there could be a fight around this choke point, actually.
Could well be. Palkia now potentially in danger. The pulverize comes on down. Howchai coming across with that Weaver's Wall. Beginning to try and turn this one around, though. The Gatling gun flying from Arn gets a lot of value. Xiaofeng, though, potentially on a Xiao Hao here. He's got the flash. Doesn't burn it. Now Palkia's going to flash, but it's quite late. Overcomes EDC, though, between worlds. Looking at some value on the Xiaofeng. He's now going to go down as well. Another one over towards Arn, who just gets shoved back, and the last embrace prevents him chasing for too many more autos.
Could have been a flash last
Collapse
shot.
came on through, but then tried to turn it around to EDG, and they do get Jaw to begin with. It's just Xiaohao decided he was going to hold him to the flash and goes down earlier here.
Yeah, and now ZDZ's caught on their side lane. Will be forced to flash himself.
Wheeling down, skipping splash, goes down to the needlework. Nice collapse there from LNG.
I have to say, Zucker, I know he lost that 1v3 or whatever earlier, but he was playing that mechanically very well, understanding his damage limits, and right there does the same again.
Valkyrie forwards his arm, but then he's going to get him way too much. So it's just a 1v2. Passive's about to come on down. He's just been brawn passive. He's already burned his flash. I think he's in trouble here. Gets a decent amount of work back, but he just dies. What?
There we go. So it turns out doing the whole thing with our headphones doesn't change the volume. For those of you who said, oh, it's better now, I do appreciate you. I don't actually think the game sounds changed at all. We've changed it now on the stream, so hopefully we'll be fine in terms of our balance.
Last embrace comes on down onto the Wukong. Topside turret, though,
ready to join a fight.
Okay, so get a little bit of work done there. On that dragon, should go down pretty quickly. All the while, though, LNG think you're just trying to trade at least for the Herald here and get some value out of that.
The dragon's gone down really quickly, though, so again, Angel on the top side of the map. Paragon might need to blow the ult now, chooses not to just yet.
Gets to hold on to it. Wow.
I am.
Who the hell is Steve Jobs? Alright, Fish 1 might be turning into Fish 2. Headbutt pulverize Cyclone. He doesn't quite die to the spike, but needs to run away. Dawning Shadow comes on through, buys some time. But there's a Battle Herald. Dun 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 dun. We'll get the turret in mid lane. There was some fun S curves going on there.
I gotta say, it's like that's a better like serpentine than the fish swimming. Fish 1 has to use both summons. He uses that ult, goes to use that Herald to go towards the top Scuttle Crab rather than using it to go towards top lane out of tower. We haven't really seen people do the whole Monaco Grand Prix to get from outer tower, which was more of a common thing in the past.
I definitely get a Teriyaki Boys in my head every time I see the people in the Herald. It's the Tokyo Drift.
Yeah,
Tokyo Drift. Yeah. It's just that I don't even know what the sample is. I think it's like Gamelan bells.
Yeah.
They're on a potential flank. Gwen can get over that wall with a skip and slash.
And LG just used to give it up. They have the 3 grubs. They can push in the mid lane tower quicker. And they go, oh, that's some nice terrain to
good work.
ZDZ not going to be able to get back in towards mid lane in time. Don't have the map in place to counter cross map at this point. They're going to move back up towards the top side. They don't have the Weaver's Wall to close off one exit. Remember, it's an open field net around the Atacant.
But there's an open Angel on the flank looking to get into the back line. Xiaofeng will put down the pillar. Angel going to get hit by the Dawning Shadow, but Palkia continue head on forwards, and this Trundle cannot run far enough away. But what about ZDZ and Zucker on the other side doing some work? It's AD carry for AD carry. Haichao in danger. Palkia headbutt away. Can't get as much value as I think he was hoping for. There comes out the Seraph shield. Jump away from Jura with the stand behind Brawn. Flash away. Xiaohao looking for an angle in. The pillar comes on.
UG looking for that Chemtech Soul. Good point coming through from LNG, though. Great control with that pillar.
Palkia does have a bit of potential emphasis, but good use of the angle coming in from Angel now potentially as well. Palkia with a double pulverize, trying to find some value. The clone is the one I think ended up being exhausted there slightly awkwardly.
Yeah, it was. Angel's used his ult, though. Here comes the Aurora, but rooted down.
Into the backline goes Palkia, but it's across the unraveled earth. Gets stunned up before he gets all that much value down. 1 for 1 right now, but importantly, it's the jungler dead for the side of LNG. They lose Senna as well, because Xiaohao is getting to free fire. And they get to turn back towards the dragon. No smite available.
What initially started as great choke point control and use of the minefield and pillar to do so ends as EDG still finding their fight, even with that disengage quite prevalent on the side of LNG. Xiaohao gets into the backline. And Xiaofeng, I just did Finn as well, Sam.
Dorsal.
You're just doing this.
Dorsal.
Oh my god, Atacon going down. Now EDG trying to rush it.
I need to stop laughing and start watching what happens around this Atacon. Does get taken by EDG. Turnaround potentially available, but I think LNG...
How will they go?
It's a big gauntlet if they want to even consider the dreams of worlds. Like, the gauntlet for LPL is rough at the best of times, but this is a very tough ask beyond just that because of the scenario. EDG... Tension dangerous, the Weavers comes across, Palkia now split off, still got the Unbreakable, will pop it, gets shoved back, down to about half HP, buying some time, knocked up and around, but not quite down as yet. The Winter's Bite goes wide, continue to look for this Alistair, slow down, smoked.
Don't love tanking this objective. Palkia doesn't have his ultimate just yet. Angel on the flank, oh, and Aurora's on the other, this is a pincer and a half.
There it is, watch out for the scary bunny rabbit, and he does get shoved though. Angel's going to have to flash away, hit by the last embrace regardless, and Zucker's going to be able to run at them and probably murder them, but what about the other side of the flank? Xiaohao trying to get into the backside, find a good angle on Du Jour, who's not going to find all that much work. Nimbus strike forwards into the Cyclone. On gets Zucker. Haichao flashing away, but a flash after with the second part of the Cyclone allows some time. A crushing blow breaks the skull of Talia. Xiaofeng, a Nimbus strike away from dead. He's going to get Warrior Trickster the pillar down already. There is nothing to be done right now as Xiaofeng gets hit by the crushing blow.
Another cleansing burst from the Atacon signals the death of an LNG team member. Baron will be taken now as EDG do finally get themselves this objective. This one was gifted over by LNG, though. I don't really know what they thought starting that objective. Maybe they thought get the teleport out of Aurora, make sure that we knock down that global summoner, but it ends up just being the death of them.
Hello, Stigrad. Nice to have you, SDE Grad.
Has spawned. EDG, of course, with that early soul unlocked. This may be LNG. Maybe we forget about those criticisms. If they take that while we're jungler down, that's not going to be an option.
Yeah, Jaw doesn't have an Unbreakable, but that feels a little ironic. Zucker's going to throw out some needles, but I don't think that's going to matter all that much. You can cut people 1,000 times. The paper cuts really need to be made of sterner things. On gets another onto Haichao, who's can't keep running away. Xiaohao right now on this
famous hybrid theory. We missed you, Chester. We miss you a lot. EDG will take themselves that Elder. They'll be pushing in towards the mid lane with the Baron still up.
Yeah. Do you remember that full hybrid? No, not the 21st night of September.
The hybrid theory one.
The hybrid. Oh, hang on.
Shotgun.
No way to start memeing. Fish one's about to get executed. Elder Dragon comes on down. A last couple autos and some Spirit Abjuration ensures the death of the bot lane.
EDG will push in with the last of that Baron buff, and EDG, with the Elder in tow now, will probably just end the game. I think ZDZ has had a good game on this Aurora. Had that one time where he was caught out in a side lane, and that's really been the only negative moment. ZDZ, another player like Xiaohao. Oh, hang on, I say that. We caster cursed him. Nope, not quite. He survives through the plate.
Does it that? Xiaohao is so scary, oh my days. This Wukong is a menace, the size which of just wide onto Angel, who Molten Shields the speed. It turns up surrounding yourself by fire makes you run away from it really quickly. Who knew? Onto the Nexus turret to go, EDG. It's looking like it'll all be over right here and right now, LNG. Nothing left to say in this game aside from a few screams of pain as they are obliterated by some rules of Dragon Breath.
EDG obliterates! And Nexus goes down in game one. Defined and engage. However, if EDG slip up, LNG do have options to start following up with Rel or Rihanna combos, the Pantheon opening up another angle too, and that will be their path.
Xiaohao's dropped a couple camps to make this happen, right? He's still got a full quadrant to clear. Over we come again, Xiaofeng forced away again, onto the red buff we go. I think we might just have a 3v3 in the jungle. This gets spicy, here we go. Xiaofeng coming up, he's got the passive stack, Mortal Steel available. Mortal Will, I apologize. This ain't Yone, good double hail of arrows. I say we chunk, they're all on vision, needs to be a bit aware. On steps forward for the auto, Powder Kid puts down the steadfast presence, goes on into the backside, there's a teleport coming now as well. Damage coming down, crash down onto Palkia low, but Xiaofeng down, jungler out. Now Xiaohao with the passive and the Conqueror stack can get a lot of value down onto Fish One. He's trying to go down, doesn't quite until just now. It's an utter bloodbath in the jungle. On goes down. 3 for 2 in favor of LNG as Haichao teleported into the jungle to come join in. Makes it tough, of course, with the Orianna coming down. It was always going to be a rough end of that play. Bot side, cleanse now out from Arn. Palkia now coming across, but they've gone quite deep. They've never Fish One, no flash, no cleanse. Same for Jaw. He might well be in danger because he's dismounted. Got shoved out of the piercing arrow there. Is a little awkward. Should still go down to the wind becomes lightning. Hail of arrow comes on down. That's now 3 for 3. It's madness out here.
Item means that damage isn't quite there. Xiaohao will take bot tower. Bot dragon, however, on the top side, by both dash abilities backwards. Not great there from Okay, that's what you're picking the champion for in a lot of ways. Fight over the bot scuttle now.
Alright, gonna try and turn this one around. Palkia is still there. Arn also around. Flash on forward. Doesn't press the W again. Shockwave comes on down and Palkia is just dead. They do turn it around so it ends up being support for support. But again, I'm not quite sure what's going on with the steadfast presence activations.
Well, it was Red Rush actually. Ouch. QE comes through. Dragon started. EG could teleport in with Xante and try and fight for the second dragon. I think they're happy fighting. I think they're happy waiting a little bit. Pushing in lanes where they can. Get a bit of map control first, especially because they are lacking turrets. Victor recalling, not threatening bot tap. Teleport in now.
There we go. See what he's got in inventory. Angel now level 11, worth noting. Bigger Arcane Storm to work with.
No shockwave. Remember, that was just used bot lane.
Very important that. Palkia looking for an angle, get a bit of a chunk onto Joe, who's looking for that flank on in. Down at 3 HP is the Herald. Remember the eyes on the other side. Change the corruption down to Xiaofeng. Looking for the smite fight, taken by Pantheon. Knocked away is the Jin, but he can still use the curtain call. Is it going to matter though? They kill off Jaw, and the eye of the Herald is there. And that's feat of strength for LNG as they just win the smite fight.
Spooky damage check. Stuff like Ral and Poppy sometimes. It's not the Solstice Slay, which again gives you some move speed and blah blah blah, but boring Righteous Glory, right? Because, you know, Palkia, well, he might need to, he doesn't have his ult to use it here. Gonna get popped, presumably here.
What comes the Varus, but to what end? I think the God of Space has been squished.
Yeah, to control through that either, because there are a couple of ways you get objective control, and ZDZ's going to try and hold his way at the top side. Now going to have to get away from that turret. This is a powerful Pantheon, takes down a decent amount of the HP. Doesn't have Black Cleaver just yet. 3 grubs will take down this turret, and I think EDG have been a little bit bad at cross-mapping one of those turrets. Hang on a second, this could be a wall stun.
Oh, going to try and find the angle, get it. There's the cleanse, the flash. Gets out safely, deadly flourish wide, but Palkia could be in danger here. Does get hit by one shot, fourth body block by Arn.
Jaha finding out Draw, who's got flash, doesn't have heal just yet, forced to use that summoner.
Oh, and the Crescent Guard knocks the side of Xiaofeng away. Arn now coming on over. The Aegis Assault is down. No more defensive tools. Deadly Flourish lands. We'll find the Comet Spear after.
His own ultimate, which is a bit sad. They tried to get the pop-up. CDZ getting ulted by Xiaofeng topside, and there's no turret this time. So he is, unless he can punch someone through a wall, quite dead. Zucker, can he get close enough to the wall?
He can!
Why did he stand there?
Oh, that's unfortunate. He's still going to get stunned up. CDZ trying to buy some time, but does need to dash quite a long way away and will still go down.
There was a genuine escape angle there because Zucker just went too close to the wall. We've played against Xante now for 2 years. Come on, you cannot stand next to walls like that. There was a flash on ZDZ. There was a chance he could absolutely make it out of there alive, but with a couple of ultimates put towards topside, Dominus, Grand Starfall, and the Shockwave, he will take him down. Tower and Dragon taken on the other side, though, so EDG do get the better of the whole map play.
They do. In a much slower game, the gold remains a lot more even. At this point, I think start saying, look, I think we favour LNG as the game goes on. I can sort of see why, honestly.
But when you're 1,000 gold down, use the Shinzo, I don't think there's much argument against that. Flash away from Xiaofeng, great reactions.
Trying to make the turnaround happen. The steadfast pressure comes on through. Poppy throws out the keeper's verdict, but the shots are coming. Misses at least one. Fourth shot goes wide, but Haichao sped up with the phase rush and just run at the Poppy.
I actually think EDG had a winning angle there. The double Poppy ult could have led to some great things, but EDG backed off thinking the play was lost. Great reactions from Xiaofeng to flash away from the Poppy. Xiaofeng has ultimate to come back into the play if he wants, but he's low HP if he doesn't get to regen. Xiao, yeah, I think they can look for this.
Trying to turn around a little bit. Zucker now chunks as well. Xiaofeng, remember, at 20% HP, he can get body block very easily here as Poppy's keeping him away on. No! How did that happen? All out on the other side of the Jaw, but it's only Jaw. They should be able to kill him off. Xiao with the Crescent Guard proc. That means the Attic can't potentially go the other way. Your key damage member down. Flash on forward. Slice, dies. Zucker tries to get the kill, can't quite do it.
And the Atacon is still getting leashed. There's a Chaos Storm dropped onto Xiaofeng. He can't smite anymore. And EDG, though they fumble a bit into that fight, end up getting the objective somehow, some way, and they have HP to continue the fight. Angel walking around the side.
Xiao can look to go on forwards, misses. The wind becomes lightning, won't quite find it.
I hope to get it. And they are at the objective first for once. This is what we wanted to see before. LNG will now need to try and fight for a bit of territory around this. EDG getting into River first is really bad news for LNG. They start poking up with the Victor, start poking out with the Varus as well, and they will have to be the ones going into the plate. They do have a Ral on the flank who has flash. This is a good angle for Draw.
Try and make it happen. Renekton in the picture-in-picture, trying to make things happen. Now TPing and looking to turn this one around. Short, potentially in danger. He's been collapsed on. Good double Shadowing Strike. ZDZ, though, trying to find some angles on the other side as Zucker just gets eviscerated. Shockwave comes on forward, but it doesn't really lead to all that much. Xiaofeng now in danger himself. The Aegis Assault just runs out of juice. And they turn back onto the Dragon.
The damage from Arn in that play was absurd. It's sometimes hard to track which character is doing the damage, but when you see those arrows popping onto someone on 2 different sides of the fight, you go, well, that's got to be the Varus. Arn ended up doing a ton of work with his ultimate onto the TPing Renekton, who teleports into the midst of the team, and this Renekton cannot defend against it. EDG will break open the game from here. They get to the objective first, they stand their ground, they manage to disengage well, which is something their competition absolutely can do well, and with the success of that, will gain the Dragon and the Baron.
Yeah, when they don't have to go forwards, this comp looks so much easier. On to Baron they go. Yeah, also did pick up Atakan, it's worth noting as well, so this will now be another one of those significant buffs to pick up. Haichao at the very least going to pick up the tier 1 bot side. You take what you can get, and this Ori is at least 4-0. Some stacks on the Dark Seal. Maybe something like a Cyrilda's or something, just to give himself a little bit more pen now that we are getting a little later on. But at the moment, he just gets to hit very hard with his W presses at the very least. Zaka, on that flank angle, immediately warded away. The Renekton's time of power, it feels like, is beginning to dwindle a little bit. You already said, look, their tankiness is a little bit of a paper tiger in this game. There's so many ways to deal with a HP stacker over anything else.
We have... Wait, in terms of Tiger Chen, Rengar is the closest, but he's more like a lion, right? No, actually, no, he is actually a tiger, thinking about it. The facial features of Rengar are actually more like a tiger.
I've always had him more lion-like.
I did, because that's the coat. That's the coat.
He's got the mane.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he has the. Yeah, but then tigers can have that kind of. That's true, maybe. And then obviously it's a lot more like Predator from the Alien.
Yes, obviously, yeah. Obviously.
Again, a lot of people just do not recognize that.
It is
Kha'Zix and Rengar are literally meant to be Alien versus Predator, and it's not that subtle, folks.
In the jungle, your teammates can't hear you scream like, "Please come and defend me! Rengar's trying to kill me."
I mean, on side lanes, no one can hear your ADC scream. Flips around them quite nicely. Oh, hang on, here comes the Pantheon ult, trying to catch out the... everyone else had recalled. Everyone else had recalled, and the poor Varus will pop cleanse and die on the retreat, shut down, going over to the side of Pantheon.
Great timing on that pickup. Again, it doesn't really good push there. I don't know whether it's going to change all that much. There's a lot of wards behind. Xiaohao's a known quantity.
Joy's on the flank.
They know he's there now. Now looking to potentially get on towards the Dragon. Jaw on the flank does get on in. That's not the best angle as Angel goes gone. Knock away on the flanking. Renekton, he doesn't get in. Now the damage goes on to Haichao, who's broken apart. Over the wall goes Fish One, but he's taken hook, line, and sinker. Ocean Soul for EDG, and Fish One's out on dry land.
EDG find the angle as they...
And even then, actually, when they have been able to play their way, it's still been pretty solid. It's just been not as easy for them to pull off, I think. And
credit to them where they've fallen behind the game and still had the wherewithal to stand and fight in the right way. They fought back in the correct way. Xiaohao going forwards does have the Ocean Soul, does have the Sundered Sky, and he's going to heal like a motherfucker.
Oh, yes, he does. Haichao says, bye, Chao. Still got a GA to work with. The Arcade Storm is rocking and rolling. Xiaofeng flashes away. ZD's here in the backside. He's gone all out. Just this once, Master. Knock up the Grand Starfall. Looks like a firework failing to get into atmosphere. It's just not quite burning bright enough, is it? The incandescence. A flutter in the flicker in the wind. Zucker will slice away, but we know what those dice are rolling. It's natural one, Snake Eyes. Wind becomes lightning, audacious charge, still up and available. Second wind becomes lightning, gets sliced away from again. And he's just going to buy some time. The Xiaohao's like, no, let me get this kill.
Zucker will try and get his way back to base. I don't think he'll even be able to teleport out. If he does teleport, he's dead. He's a dead crocodile anyway. That will be 10-0 in games for EDG. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and yet one more 2-0 to end off their first 5 series.
In the death of the splits, 2 down for EDG. They find themselves in Nirvana.
They have a great front line. The Nautilus isn't that tanky. Rumble isn't at all. And the Trundle, I don't think it's enough versus Azir, Varus, and the Nidalee. If you get hit by a Varus ult, you don't win against the Nidalee in the 1v1. Another spear lands. Shadow, you can't afford to take that much poke. 2 spears in a row is quite a lot to be giving over. Night misses one thing. Hunkered flash forward for a Zenith Blade. On goes first pillar. Means that the Jhin W misses. Oh, Shadow hit by 2 spears. And anti-synergy with his Nautilus means that he goes down for first blood. Yes, the honeymoon phase has been good for BLG. On might die now too. L trying to turn around with a bit of damage. Hooks away to the wall. Hung quite low now. Turning damage around to Kanavi. Instead, here comes Knight. Hung low HP. I think Elk actually made a mistake there and changing the damage away through. That is a hook! Jesus Christ! Elk ends that around the wall. Bend the bullet. Angelina Jolie would be very happy.
I think Cream in general's had a bit of a weird old time of it as late as usual on... They go defend Bin on the Rumble. 369 walks into that one. Doesn't get a chance to press the W. Goes all out now, but I don't know how much that's going to save. On the other side, Top Esports looking to engage. Chains of Corruption do land. It's onto the level 6 Shadow, but he just gets pounced on by Kanavi. Flashes in to secure that kill in the jungler. But the turnaround from the Ziggs is brutal. Cream completely with inherits the Emperor's Divide. He does it by 0. 369 on the backside, though, does at least get one more. Elk needs to keep running. 369 out of mana. Can't get the Q3 until it's too late. All the while, Knight in the river, running at Kanavi. Gets satchel charged.
Trundle is the sole front line, but he's being hit by so much CCs, and yeah, forced to flash again there.
Cream.
Shadow's having a very in Italy to invade because there's going to be 2 people who are very long, and the bit of the rumble as well.
Okay, hang on. The pillar comes on down, puts Hung into a potentially difficult position. Tries to get forwards with the Zenith blade, but he's looking very chunked out here. Over comes Knight. The minefield is down. Little bit of a stun away from Jacula with that satchel charge. Gonna get hit with the Primal Thirst to get a bit of HP, but the curtain's being called means that unfortunately still dies. Double bomb! Oh, the Comet!
Wait, the burn! Is there any burn? It's a little bit!
Burn!
From the Faded Ashes, no full Leandre. It's Knight. Great skill shot accuracy.
Yeah,
He's getting
something for people. Bin, Shadow, looking for potential dive here on 369. Gonna get hit by the Equalizer. Goes pathmakering forwards, goes all out, but it's just back towards the Trundle. Nowhere really for Cassante to go, and goes down towards Knight Ziggs. All the while, though, Kanavi will nab away that dragon, get some value on it, and should feel a bit happier about that one, I think, in the grand scheme of things. Don't need to do much at this point. Knight should just knock down this turret and feel relatively happy about it. Boop, goes that turret. Nice pick up there from BLG. We're going to accelerate a little bit here. Cream should be able to trade it out at least on the other side, but wave dying on them makes things a bit tricky, and there it is again. BLG with that first turret. Win percent looking pretty damn good.
my man 369 going for the 369 and score.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to get a couple more assists. He's got to get a couple more assists on the board for that one. Cream will take the outer turret, and that'll help. There's an equalizer, there's a bomb location, which is very, very nasty. Good vision control. Can they get any poke on the way in? Perhaps Hung can get a combo out of Fog of War, and indeed he's going to start.
Nice buffer through there from On, but the Solar Flare after the Chains of Corruption means he's now likely in danger. He's got a Spellbook and a Dream, and unfortunately that fairy tale ends in disaster.
Hung could go and flash over the wall here. Elk does have Cleanse and Flash. Is there going to be any help? Harold coming in.
Gonna land the Zenith Blade, Cleanse, gets the flash away. Actually, the Emperor's Divide just wide somehow, some way. And now Cream potentially in danger.
A Spectator bug on the flash there. Did flash in time. It catches Hung out of the back end. Elk outplays, loses the turret, but gets a kill back.
Could be a lot worse. Top Esports even up the gold, so there is that. And they end up going effectively 1-1
between small and medium, by the way. I kind of find that kind of funny. Knight now gets some time to go into mid lane. This will be dead to the Satchel. Will get taken down here. Tower taken by BLG, very quick response. That's important. Mid lane turret down away from Varus and Azir makes it much harder for them to push up and get value before objectives.
Well, this bot side turret now next on the chopping block. Are they sending Knight down for it? No, they're not. He's Mega Inferno bombing that top lane tower. So it means Azir gets there with his Nash's Tooth and gets to hit it like 3 times before the wave dies.
Yeah, get a little bit of damage, but not that much. And now since Knight is up there, 369, no flash, has all out. Doesn't really have any way to get out of this. Needs to get someone next to a wall. Doesn't get it.
Very much doesn't. I'm not really sure how much time he's going to buy. There is a teleport coming, but that just looks like a bad TP to me. Hang on. The rest of Esports are coming on in. Where is Knight? Looking to find a potential angle in. The Deadly Flourish lands onto the side of that Leona. The Equalizer isn't bad, actually, slowing down Kanavi. Cream gets to the backside. Does get onto Elf, who just stands and delivers. Gets the 4th shot on the Leona. Flash on forward with the jump. Kanavi jumps forward. Does get the kill back. Primal Surge healing, but he gets burned out. Flash away from Binky. Team alive. And BLG outplay the skirmish.
Even with the Azir turret set up behind BLG on the ruins of their own bot lane outer, it's BLG who end up winning the fight. They didn't even need the Ziggs. Knight thought, well, I'm not going to teleport in because I don't want to just sacrifice a teleport in a bad location while I could survive long enough. They don't give him the chance to punt someone over a wall.
And still doing an insane amount of work, but you've now got a 302 Ziggs, you've got a 6.
Auto attack, 369, potentially going to come across at mid lane. Where are the spears? Where are the ultimates? Jackie Love going to be forced away from that spell shield.
Ow, gets so much damage. The Deadly Flourish comes on. They're burning out a little bit here. He's going to have to Ghost Blade, lose about half his HP, but that means 369 is left with no one supporting him. 4th shot land on the
Rumble. Where's the Equalizer?
There it is. It's across Jackie. Nice angle from Bin. The Deadly Flourish afterwards gets some work. The Solar Flare comes on down, but unfortunately, it ain't the same heat as that Rumble, who gets away with it. Of course, it's Knight that picks up the double. Bouncing bombs coming on through. Cream tries to get in, and it's just too far. Shadow finally dies, but Cream, you really didn't need to die there.
BLG are just so lactose intolerant today. Cream is curdled and will be ejected into the kitchen dustbin. Top Esports, they are not finding clean fights. They really want to play around this big old demon in the top side. They're not being given it for free. Pillar potentially could land. Not doing that much value, though.
Yeah, got between 3, but didn't really get too much. But now Hung's gone in. Actually, On's pretty low. He may well go down there. Not bad, actually. Nice angle there
Oh,
from
that's a
Hung.
bad teleport from Bin.
Oh, boy. He's going to be all right. Gets a slide away. He's damn quick because he just gets the Nimbus Cloak speed up alongside that Scrap Shield. Shots coming on through from Elk. Doesn't really land all that much. That Equalizer completely
Unplayable. Shadow, where is he? He's coming around the side, trying to look for a flank. He doesn't have the subjugate. Looks like the pillar reveals his position.
Yeah, but what does that change? Elk! Oh my god, he's gone too far. Cream gets Knight, and it's all falling apart for BLG.
Elk goes too far forward, ends up having to flash backwards, and Knight is baited into. Cream will get the play, but the misplays from Bin and Shadow around that top side really leaving them without the HP to contest. And top Esports, they might have found an angle in now. Hung has flash, has ult in 5 seconds. BLG can't stick around. Top Esports in one fell swoop, get the Atakan, get the top lane.
Not going to be
Spell
threatened.
shield's still there, though. The pillar actually didn't blow the spell shield. I guess it can't work like that. The Dragon's going to go to top Esports. Knight not able to steal that. Had a bushwhack over the wall for some vision. Hung has flash view what's happened around the early game with the Trundle. I think Shadow has had a poor game on the Trundle, sadly, for him. That early levels set BLG behind. It's not very tanky either. Doesn't get the subjugate down.
Boy, damage comes on forward. Shadow survives for a second or two. Doesn't burn out. He stays alive. Now the turnaround because coming through his Hung has already gone down forwards. 369 goes all out. Does finally finish on the Trundle. But Elk with a wonderful snipe. Kanavi flashed on that, having pulled off on. But 369 will also get burnt out by this Rumble. And all the while, Kanavi hit by the deadly flourish, spotted by the far side alteration.
A lot of damage down on Elk. Elk is struggling to use this damage, though. He doesn't have a Lord Dominic's regards. He went for the rapid fire cannon, which now at this point of the game feels a little bit bad. Yes, it helps you with target access. Landing onto the Azir.
Into the Mega Inferno bomb. Doesn't really hit on that much. The Equalizer split away from as well. The parting of the Red Sea. All out onto On. Trying to find some value back at the end of it, though. Look at 369. Burns out to the Jin. Good value now. Beginning to turn it around. Kanavi's gone as well as Bin. Flashing on in. Shadow looking for the auto. Bonks that Varus over the head. They kill off a few more people. Cream alone survives.
A Jin W at the start of the fight onto Cream wins the play for BLG. They're able to take down four members of top Esports for just the one death of their own. They'll go towards the Baron, and this will break open the game. They can use this, potentially go and teleport down to protect the Dragon. I don't think so. Maybe Cream might have killed that by the time they get there, but BLG will happily take the Baron and return onto the map. They do need to get towards bot side quickly if they want to contest this. Cream might be able to sneak this away. I don't think BLG saw this coming quickly enough. However, if Cream dies for this take, then it's very worth for them.
Got that Dragon. It's sole point.
There's a tag to the Azir there, by the way. I think actually Bin ended up missing his ultimate onto Cream. It's a bit of a bad story for him, but then Jaguar gets
he does have
AD. Yeah, he's gone for the 100% crit item. Crit itemization. Hasn't gone for something like a Ghost Blade. Everything else is crit within his inventory. Going towards a Bloodthirster later. And he does actually have Armor Pen now, which he didn't have before. Shadow taking a good amount of damage. 369. Yeah, this is the problem with these AP solo laners, stacking up the resists onto each other.
Yeah, they get a lot of damage down. The fourth shot still available. Probably will do a fair amount of one person's HP if it lands, but splits the uprights on that one. Shout out to the Lions Tour.
They didn't quite get the clean sweep.
Close.
Did end up winning through it. Now the siege comes in. Ziggs Siege, one of the most disgusting things in the history of League. On gets under turret. Does get a lot of damage onto Kanavi, does Elk, but I think that's whoa! God.
Okay, burns there, and Knight's Magi stack on through the Ghost Blade gets Jackie off of the red carpet for a second or two there.
Yeah, the Bloodlight is now down. Oh, that's too far.
Oh dear. Now he's in danger, but he actually survives fair amount of time. Cream exhaust on the backside. Goes Golden. In goes Kanavi. He's also low. Mega Inferno bomb, and they all burn away. Knight's looking for everyone. They'll give one over to Elk just to make sure it's not just the Ziggs picking him up. But Fire and Fury comes in the form of a very small Yordle in that fight.
A 7,500 damage team fight puts Knight to 25 stacks on the Magi's and will carry his team through that fight to the finish. This Ziggs pick for Knight has been pivotal for BLG. They've never been an Azir team. Well, they don't have to be anymore. You can take the Azir and they'll counter it. Knight Ziggs, another great game. Second game in the split, only the third in his career, and he'll be at a 100% win rate all time.
Heading on in, the value is good. And BLG have found their answer into the Azir. It never looked like Knight's most comfortable champion. Who gives a damn now? Give it up. Mash it this way. Much better stuff.
Gives him a bit more chance to figure things out. Jackal and Hung walking forwards, flash for flash. Means that no damage comes down. Hung hits the Q as well. Doesn't get the heal onto Elk, and the cleanse is used to get away that ignite. Barrier used by Jackal but not getting that much value out of it. Flick back onto On. Good damage here from Jackal and Hung, who this time get a much better level 1. The Conqueror is stacked, and Elk has no flash. Elk, you can't walk up to a stacked Conqueror, especially with the shred coming through. Jackal and Hung getting the most of it. Elk going towards the lethal tempo as well. Sometimes you see the Conqueror out of Xayah. You see the Conqueror more, I think, when you have tankier members to fight against. So you, ooh, good knockback there. Goes into the grand entrance. Jackal has no barrier. He's the one that dies in the 2v2. This time, good strike back from BLG. The 2v2 been very competitive in this game. Shadow finding out Kanavi doesn't have level 6 to Shadow. Cyclone comes through. Q dodged away from another Cyclone charge, and Shadow will go down. Kanavi has been brutalizing Shadow in the early game. Kanavi, does he get to use the Conqueror? Oh, yes, he does. Jump over from Knight. Can he get the kill onto Kanavi? Yes, he can. Where's the shotgun onto Jaculov? Q coming through from that Scion. Phos bomb lands. There's a flash from Knight. Does he need to use it? Perhaps not. Blue buff now coming up from Knights. Some extra damage from that barrier used. Conqueror is stacked. Does have the flash if he needs to use it. Bin gets the kill anyway, and Jackal, if you could have just flashed to safety, Cream will clean it up. But Top Esports largely getting the best of that? Question mark? Kill to Kanavi. Kill to Jaculov. Kill to Cream. Fight in the top side. Kanavi's gone down. Knight gets up another kill there. It's Top Esports. They end up taking a poor approach to the grubs. Hung does have flash, does have ult. There is no ult for Knight. All coming through from Bin. Front line is here. We'll be able to zone them off. You can't stay too long there, friend. Stunned up. Hung has CC as well. Yeah, Bin, you have gone too far there. That is way too far, my friend. Goes down for a second death of the game. However, 3 grubs to go to the side of BLG, despite the fact that Bin goes way too far. It ends up donating a kill. You just back off into a bush where you think you have vision control, charge up the Q from there. Cream will get the stun, but no ultimate to follow up just yet. Shadow does have... Oh, flashes forwards for it. That's what I was about to say. 3 Talon Strike comes on through. Crescent's Guard and Bin's out of range. Bin's out of range. Wind becomes lightning, comes in, and he'll tank the turret. Ooh, flashing in. Knocker comes through. The aura all over the wall. Knight got that. Not got great follow-up that he lands. Is the burn enough? Well, if it wasn't, Shadow is with the Wind becomes lightning. 1 for unknown right now. 369 getting rooted up by Elp with a ton of... Dragon starts by top. Of course, Kanavi is respawned right now. The chunk onto Elkman that BLG couldn't get Dragon earlier. Elk, you need to be careful. There's a flash and either go onto the Rakan instead. The engaged bot getting engaged onto and is dead. Knight doesn't have the ultimate, but he does have the shotgun. Scion ult lands. That's a hell of a lot of knockups, and Hung won't flash and will die. Hung goes down 1 for 1. Both engaged supports down as Hung. That one is not great. You really don't want to die that. You could have had a clean 1 for O. Flash out. Didn't have the ultimate. Could have potentially waited for a retake of the Dragon Pit because Hung doesn't flash. Cream walking forwards, getting the stun. There are Merc Treads on Knight. He has flash. He has ult. I really don't think they can go for the full kill with that. Well, maybe they can now as Wave Clear comes through. Knight will have to use that ultimate as the Merc Treads flashes out late. Cream, good trade. No defense for Knight on that bot side. Kanavi gets himself involved in the kill too. Good kill onto Knight on the side lane. Some Darksteel stacks gone. Elk pushed in the mid lane while this is happening though, so BLG happy to take a cross map. Shadow on top side. The first tower will be taken by Top Esports on the bot side of the map. That'll be that mark towards feats of strength. However, Top Esports no objective taken just yet. 3 grubs and the dragon to BLG, so Top Esports not close to getting that objective marker for the feats of strength. The kill's already going the way of BLG. They reached 3 first. Knock up. Oh, Hung. That's just not good, friend. Is he going to flash out? No. The mistake was already made. Blew the exhaust. Hung is having a really bad time in this game. Went cleanse. Shadow tags into Jackal. Does he want to go for a bigger place? Charged up the 3 Talon Strike. Herald into mid lane won't kill it. Top Esports back off, aware that Shinzai could dash in and get that prime to knock up. Not going to walk up too far. Knows again that the Annie is just around that corner and is very strong right now. Tower taken and out close to Flicker Blades. Mid lane tower should be taken now. 3 grubs will make that easier. The BLG open up the bot side of the map entirely now. Mid lane turret and bot lane outer turret are both down. Bin will slowly take down, well, not even slowly, I mean, demolish. This will be taken down too. BLG in one fell swoop take away, I've said that a lot today. They'll take down the mid lane and the top lane turret and open up the entire... Shadow starting up the dragon. Finishing the dragon, in fact. And that'll go down. Top Esports. More than that, actually. 369 forced to flash. Shadow trying to get in range for his E. Dashing forwards. Has 3 Talon Strike. And the slow lands. Goes unstoppable. Has a couple more dashes. Can Shadow get in range for the 3 Talon Strike? Yeah, he can because he's got an Audacious Charge. 1 dash stopped. 369 with an ult and a flash. Cannot survive. And Bin and Shadow clean up that kill. 3-1 on 4 now on that Shinzao. Shadow getting good kill participation when comboing up with Bin. I think almost all of them are coming through with that as well. However, that has left mid lane turret open. Flash from Hung. On using that disengage. Ult thrown through from Elk. On will not die. Mid lane turret. Knight spots out Hung. Hung doesn't have flash. And the support of Top Esports has really struggled this game. Doesn't get an engage this time either. 369 has ultimate. Will buy a little bit of space. Flash forward from Cream. It's on to 3. Umbessa goes back into the backline, but I don't know if the damage is quite there. 2 taken down, but it's jungle support. The damage is still available from BLG in the Xayah. And the Aurora will get away a little bit from the damage of the Umbessa. It still ends up being a 2-for-1. Hung goes down. Sion's still alive. 369 very deep in. Bin getting some healing from the Unending Despair. And Elk goes mental with the lethal tempo stacked up. Flashes back out. It ends up being 2 for... Pretty nuts for him. Last whisper onto Elk going towards the Lord Dominic's regards. Bin holding the tri-brush as any good frontline around Antikarn should be. How long can they hold it for, though? Trying to be that good front line. They will be able to break their way in through the choke point. The feather pullback will help. Bin might die for this. It's going to be taken down by Shinzao. Sion goes down. Wukong goes down on the other side. Triple knockup is magnificent as the ult from Aurora is laid down on top of it. The stun from Cream does do some work, but it's not nearly enough because the Crescent Guard was up and Bessa will die. And Bin holding the choke point, giving up his life to make sure that Top Esports don't get easy entrance, gives BLG a platform to fight. That death is a good one for the Sion. Both On and Bin doing a great job. Their 400th game together, by the way, was passed in this series. Can't remember if it was, I think it was in game 1. BLG will not just get the Atacama, they will get themselves the Dragon as well. 40. Ult from Knight will see him away safely in that side lane. On the bot side of the map, we do see the Umbessa ult going towards the Sion. Doing good damage there, actually. The Black Cleaver and the Eclipse helping, so it'll be ult for ult. Cyclone throw onto Shadow. He's gone way too far. Way too far, Shadow. You cannot afford to go there. You knew that members around the top on the Sion. Umbessa is very powerful if she wants to come in, but she doesn't have teleport. There's no Umbessa teleport. Bin can come through. Good shotgun there. Hung he misses the Q, gets into the backline, but gets the ultimate down. Elk goes massive with the feather pullback, gets a huge amount of damages. Hung cannot lock down the Xayah. Hung another failed engage onto the backline and will end up dying for the occasion too. BLG, huge team fight, will get them the Baron. A triple kill tonight as Elk also seamlessly disengages through from the engages Top Esports. BLG putting Top Esports into very poor positions around objectives where Top Esports didn't approach the Atacama nearly as well this game as they did the last one. The Baron would have felt like they'd have a better opportunity. There's been split pushing. Normally he's there to tank the Baron, isn't he? We'll take the mid lane inner turret. BLG, clean play around the Atacama and the Baron is much better than we saw from them in the Top East. Was of course changing out Chris before Hung. Chris not doing great on Weibo right now either. And I still think that Hung has had a decent split. Just BLG have a way of making things kind of nasty. Great shotgun. Doesn't follow up with that ultimate. Jesus Christ, can use that ult. Use it onto Kanavi, gets over the wall. So ult for ult. Not bad from Kanavi, making sure that the Aurora... Wow, Hung's dead again. Hung caught out, had flash, had ult, could have used them, can't do so. Shadow pops that Crescent Guard, gets some healing from the Sundered Sky. Wukong goes down, and he goes down next to follow. Dracula flashing away from Bin. Triple kill for Elk with 2 remaining, perhaps searching for more. Had a Penta earlier in the week. The time will start to tick down. 369 with flash, hard to catch him. Bot lane turret will fall, and BLG maraud through the bot side. A minute and a half left on that Baron buff. Can they crack the Nexus turrets? No, but they will get the inhibitor.
Dragon Starter would be Soul for BLG. Hung is around, doesn't have a Spellbook Smite. There's no Wukong alive, so Cloud Soul to BLG. If anything, couldn't get worse for top esports, particularly the Aurora. Knight will find out Cream. Ow, what's that ult through? Where's the Q callback? There it is. Oh, the pop is nasty. Shadow Flame fully stacked up Leandri's Riftmaker, and 4 stacks go into the Magi's Knight. Curdling Cream once more. He's so fast as well with the Cloud Soul active after he pops that ult. On from going into the play. Jacula deleted and removed from the field of play. A Cyclone feels like a stiff breeze at that. Shadow will get involved too. BLG won't lose a single member as they clean a top Esports triple kill tonight. 11-2 and 11 onto that Aurora. Night series today has been immaculate. The Ziggs, the Aurora, both very potent as top Esports will find their first loss of the split, going to 5-1. BLG remain undefeated and go 4-0. Mad Lions emote as well from Shadow.